On the list of heaviest riffs ever, Servitude by Sylosis has got to be on there somewhere. And when you consider that the song is written in E standard tuning of all things, well, that just takes it up a few notches. Over the years, I've noticed that people have different ideas of what the definition of heavy is as it relates to music. To me, I think heaviness consists of crushing, chugging riffage, usually played at a slow to mid-tempo. Of all the heavy E standard songs out there, only a few come to mind that even compare to the brutality of this guitar work written by Josh Middleton. So grab your axe, take a seat, and join me as we learn the heaviest E standard song ever. Alright, Shredders, so thank you for joining me today. First, I'm going to run you through how I get my super heavy guitar tones for this lesson. So, first I'm using a free digital amp simulator. It's the Amped Roots plugin by ML Sound Lab. And this basically just represents a physical amplifier, but just in the form of a software plugin. And for this, I happen to be using the Guitar Hero lead setting for one guitar part of the intro riff that I'm about to show you. But for the second guitar part, and for all the other riffs in this lesson, I'm using the Modern High Gain preset. And I think this free version of the Amped Roots plugin sounds really good as it is. And if you want some options with this and you want a list of other free amp sims that you could go and try right away, you should totally download my free Elite Tones cheat sheet. It includes direct links to some of my other favorite free amp sims, plus it shows you how to take them and make them sound like authentic physical amplifiers. And if you're somebody who's lost and doesn't know how exactly to dial in that tone that you're chasing after, this cheat sheet also gives you my best hacks on how to dial in killer customizable guitar tones. I've linked this awesome free resource in the description of this lesson, so just click that link or go to my website, zachshawguitar.com. Then come back to this lesson so you'll be situated with some crushing tones to match this brutal riff. So this intro riff kind of ties well into the main riff of the song, but it's got a little bit more lead flair to it. And, you know, you can technically get away with playing this with one guitar and one, playthrough, but I'm going to show you how both guitar parts kind of work together and overlap in a harmonious way. So guitar 1, you start this riff on the A string and you palm mute most of these notes. So you're going to hit fret 7 of the A string and follow that up with fret 8. Then you're going to go down to fret 9 of the D string, then hit fret 7 of that string. So you've got... Then you're going to go to fret 10 and fret 9. So from the beginning, you've got this. Then you're going to hit fret 7 of the D string, then slide into fret 9 of the G string, but you're not going to palm mute that note on the G string. And as you can see, you just let that note ring out. So from the beginning, here is guitar 1 of the intro riff. So guitar 2 is pretty much the same thing. It starts out with the same notes. But when you hit that note right there, that 9th fret of the G string, you're not going to let it ring out. Instead, you're going to immediately follow that up with fret 7 of the D string, and then fret 9 again of the G string. So we've got this. Then you're going to hit fret 10 of the D string, follow that up with fret 7 of the D string, and then you're going to hit fret 10 of the D string again, and then follow that up with fret 9 of the D string, but you're not going to palm mute that note, and instead you're going to let that one ring out. So here's what guitar 2 sounds like in its entirety. So guitar 1 and guitar 2 repeat for one more time. So you play through both parts twice, but at the very end, instead of hitting those last two notes on the D string where you hit frets 10 and 9, you're going to replace those two notes with some, I'll call them inverted power chords, by playing fret 3 of the low E and A strings, followed by fret 5 of the D string, and you're going to palm mute that inverted power chord. And then you're going to immediately shift down a half step. So you're going to play fret 2 of the low E and A string, followed by fret 4 of the D string, but you're not going to palm mute that one, you're just going to let it ring out. So you've got So this is some masterful songwriting here, because that intro riff where it has more of a lead flare has the same vibe. It's got like the same rhythm and same melodic structure as the main verse riff that kicks in. But instead, this version is way heavier and way more crushing. So we're going to start out by palm muting most of these little dyads here, these little power chord and power chord variations. So to begin, we're going to palm mute just an open E power chord with the open low E string and fret 2 of the A string. Then we're going to go up with that a half step by playing fret 1 of the low E string and fret 3 of the A string. Then we're going to do fret 2 of both the low E and the A string. And then we're just going to lift that finger up and play the open low E and open A string. So we've got this. From there, we're going to go to fret 3 of both the low E and the A string, and then go back to fret 2 of both those strings. And then we're going to play those strings open. So the open low E string and the open A string. And we're going to kind of finish this measure off by sliding in to fret 7 of both the low E and A strings. And as you can see from there, I kind of slid out of that as well. So from the top, here is the start of the verse riff. So for the second section of the verse riff, you're going to play the first measure of that the same way as we played the first measure of section 1 of that riff. But instead of letting that inverted power chord ring out on the 7th fret of both those strings, you're just going to lift your finger up and play both those open strings, the low E and A string, and then you're going to slide back into the 7th fret of both the low E and the A string. So it'll be like this from the beginning of the second half. From there, you're going to slide down to fret 3 of both the low E and the A strings. And then you're going to play that open low E and open A string combo one more time. And then you're going to finish it off with fret 3 of both those strings, and then fret 2 of both those strings while maintaining the palm muting technique throughout. So here is the whole second half of the main verse riff. Now I'm going to play the entire verse riff up to speed for you. So we've got 2 of the main riffs down, and we've got 2 more of the main riffs to go with this. I'm going to show you the chorus, which is super short and sweet and super simple. It just consists entirely of octaves. So we're going to maintain basically the same shape throughout each position when we go through this. So first we're going to briefly slide into an octave shape on the 8th fret with our index finger on the low E string of that fret. And then we're going to play fret 10 of the D string. Then we're going to keep that same shape as we go down to fret 5, leading with our index finger on that fret. Keeping that same shape up to fret 7. Then we're going to do an open E octave shape. So when I play this, I kind of do a little bit of hybrid picking on that. So I pick the low E string there, but I use my middle finger to pluck up on the 2nd fret of the D string. And then we finish that off with fret 1 of the low E string and fret 3 of the D string. And that just plays through the chorus one more time. Alright, I'm excited now. We get to finish it off with the biggest, the baddest, and the heaviest riff in the whole song. Probably one of the heaviest riffs of all time. So we're going to start out with alternating between those power chord and those inverted power chord shapes. And we're going to lead that by sliding into fret 7 of both the low E and the A string. Then we're going to keep that same inverted power chord shape, but just lift off and play those open low E and open A strings and give that a palm mute as we then play fret 2 and 3 of both those strings in sequence. So from the top of that section, all right, now we're gonna play a regular power chord by playing fret 1 of the low E string and fret 3 of the A string. And then we're gonna do a regular power chord immediately after that by playing an open E power chord with the low E string and the A string, but we're not going to palm mute those 2 power chords. We're going to continue by hitting that open E power chord the same way, except adding some palm muting, and then we're going to slide into that inverted power chord on fret 7 of both the low E and the A string. So here's what that sounds like from the top of that riff. So after that, we're going to continue with these inverted power chords by palm muting the open low E and the A strings. And then we're not going to palm mute as we continue along to fret 2 and then fret 3 of both those strings. Then we're going to return back to palm muting as we play the open low E and A string inverted power chord combo. So starting from the beginning of this riff, here's what we've got. From here, we're going to continue with the inverted power chords by sliding into fret 5 of the low E and the A string. So that was not palm muted, but now we're going to palm mute as we play the open low E and A string inverted power chord. Then following it up with fret 2 and then fret 3 of both those strings in succession as we palm mute. So here's that whole section from the beginning. The heaviness of this song speaks for itself. The use of palm muting, perfect fifths, and inverted fifths maximize the effectiveness of E standard tuning to result in something truly heavy. Just because a song isn't written in a lower tuning, it doesn't mean it cannot pack a punch. I'd even argue that songs like Servitude that are written in E standard tuning can be even heavier than songs written in lower tunings. So stick in, tackle this one riff at a time, and before you know it, you'll have a really heavy tune to call upon at a moment's notice. And if you really want to make this song sound as heavy as can be, don't forget to download my free Elite Tones cheat sheet if you have not done so already. It gives you my best tips on how to dial in killer amp tones that you love, and it even shows you how to make digital amp simulators sound like physical, authentic amplifiers. It even has direct links to some of my favorite free amp sim plugins. Just click the link in the description or go to ZachShawGuitar.com and download this awesome free resource. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Zach with Zach Shaw Guitar. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.